Hello everyone and welcome to your Caribbean News and Culture. I'm Delinda Eiffel. We begin this week with news out of Guyana, where earlier this week a gunman opened fire on civilians, leaving 2 policemen, a taxi dispatcher, and a taxi driver among the dead. The shooter opened fire on a busy, highly populated area of Middle and East Street in Georgetown, Guyana, and law enforcement officials are still unclear as to what caused the gunman's actions. The assailant was a 52-year-old gold miner and was in fact licensed to carry firearms. And after the 3-hour shootout between the officers and the gunman, which many described as a war zone, police officers tactically gained entry to the building the gunman occupied, which resulted in the death of the gunman. Dominica is taking steps to become the first carbon-negative economy in the hemisphere, as the country has begun developing geothermal energy. The geothermal drilling equipment is set in place, and drilling is expected to begin as early as next week. The 15 to 20 megawatt geothermal plant is in the works and is going to supply electricity to a local market. And by the end of the year 2015, consumers in the country can expect to see a 30% decrease in their electricity bills. Dominica is hoping other countries will follow their lead and adapt to such practices, and the government has organized an array of meetings throughout the country, which provides a platform to keep people updated with the progress of the project. Dominica's government has invested over $31 million towards exploring the country's geothermal growth. In Barbados, representatives of the Shaw Leos Foundation unveiled the plaque outside of the country's new Shaw Family Telemedicine Room, which is located at the University of the West Indies Clinical Skills Building. The new telemedicine room is the result of a partnership between the University of the West Indies, the Center for Global Child Health at the Hospital for Sick Children in Toronto, Canada, and Otoga Bank. The facility will make it easy for children in Barbados with cancer and blood disorders to be treated locally and efficiently. The incentive is a part of the Sick Kids Caribbean initiative, which includes Barbados as well as countries the Bahamas, Jamaica, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, as well as Trinidad and Tobago. In Jamaica, the controversy is rising surrounding the Criminal Justice Act, which bans individuals from producing, recording, and performing songs that promote or facilitate the criminal activities of gangs. The Major Investigation Task Force in Jamaica presented a book of songs which calls for what is known as Clause 15 of the Criminal Justice Act. Damian Crawford, who is a government member of the parliament, is hoping his constituents will overturn the certain aspects of the clause and argued that artists mostly sing of such things because, well, it's what sells and it's appealing to fans. Crawford argued that there is a fine line between singing about violence and singing about being in or endorsing a gang, and he urged for a review and revisions of the Criminal Justice Act because, in his opinion, it is an attack on lyrics versus an attack on banning gang promotion and publicity in songs. Those who oppose Crawford's views say that there is no difference between songs that promote hatred and violence and songs that promote gangs. The two are virtually synonymous in their opinion. Those with the opposing views also argued that such songs are measures used by gangs to recruit members and intimidate witnesses. They pointed to the common phrase in many songs, such as informer fee dead, which means kill informants, people that inform and, snitch, in other words, to the police officers. In the past, there has been major controversy surrounding music in Jamaica with anti-gay lyrics. However, now, with such a split decision surrounding violent gang-related music, decision makers have decided to turn to a team of experts from the Ministry of Justice to conduct further research on lyrics, influence on criminal behavior, and similar legislation in other countries in efforts to resolve the dispute surrounding the Criminal Justice Act. Now, one thing common in many Caribbean islands is openly drinking and driving. Oftentimes, you'll find people driving with beers in their front cup holders and whatnot. But that may soon change in Trinidad and Tobago. The country's Work and Infrastructure Minister, Dr. Ram Bashan, is pushing for increased enforcement for drivers driving under the influence of alcohol. Just this past week in Trinidad and Tobago, there were many fatal motor vehicle accidents which resulted in the death of 6 people. Dr. Ramachan noted that drivers are being irresponsible and are fearless of consequences for driving under the influence. He feared that such a carefree attitude of motorists further disregards the motor manslaughter legislation in the country, which no one seems to be aware of. Dr. Ramachan, along with Works Ministry, has initiated a project at a traffic light on Ryston Road in Port of Spain, which uses closed-circuit cameras to record motorists' reckless driving. And to date, they have tracked close to 100 drivers a day running red lights. And he noted that such behavior with alcohol as an additional factor will make matters worse. Well, you've probably heard phrases like Trinidad meets Barbados or Trinity and Beijing together as one. But are you aware of the ties of Jamaica and Haiti? A few days ago, Haiti's President, Michel Martley, arrived in Jamaica for a 3-day visit. During the visit, Martley met with the Prime Minister of Jamaica, Simpson Miller, the Governor General, heads of executive agencies, among many others. During the scheduled visit, meetings included discussions that surrounded areas of security, trade and investment, tourism, sports and culture, and most importantly, Caribbean community assistance in Haiti. A part of the visit also included meeting with members of Haitian communities in Jamaica. Jamaica's Prime Minister, Simpson Miller, described the visit of Haiti's Prime Minister as one that would, quote, serve to deepen the long-standing friendship that both countries enjoy, end quote. Haiti is a close neighbor to Jamaica, and both Jamaica's Prime Minister Simpson Miller and Haiti's President Michel Martley look forward to strengthening their relationship and collectively enhancing the growth and development in their countries. That's all the news we have for you this week, but don't go too far. Our Culture Track segment is coming up next. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
You're on your way to meet up with friends, but you can't seem to get anywhere quickly. You don't want your friends to be annoyed, so you text. You're on your way. Five seconds is the average time your eyes are off the road while texting while driving. Make sure you get where you're going.
Will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking?
Welcome back to your Caribbean News and Culture, everyone. It's time for our Culture Chat. All right, well, earlier this month, November 3rd to be exact, Dominica celebrated their 35th year of independence. And just last week, on November 9th, the Dominican Association here in Boston, they had a grand celebration. It included great food, great dancing and music, cultural elements, and I got the chance to attend the event, so I want you guys to take a look at it. right, and joining us here in the studio now from the Dominica Independence Association in Boston is Miss Martha George. Welcome. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Now, I have to say, the event was phenomenal, very well organized. I actually learned a lot. I found out for the first time that you guys actually speak Creole. I didn't know. So talk to us a little bit about the Dominican culture.
Well, from the time I grew up in Dominica, I know there's the elderly people, they used to have groups going in tongue. And that's Roseau, like I said on the CD.
Right.
That they, in my village, we live in the country, but they had to go to tongue and the independence celebration and compete against each other. So they used to, when my parents had to go, they had to take a truck to go in tongue. So they had to wake up in the morning like 4 o'clock. So they would have the cock crow at that time. That's the time they know when to
wake up.
Wake up
That's
to
the
catch the crowd. Yeah.
Anyone from the islands know that sound
so
of a crock. Yeah.
Well, I left Dominica from 1969, and that's during my school time years. That's the time they used to. So the culture has been taking place for a long time in the islands. And it's a beautiful place to visit,
Right,
you know. So
right. Do you go back often?
Yeah, not that often, but I'm planning to.
Planning to go back.
To go back and stay. And we have a lot of rivers, like 366 rivers, a lot of mountains, hot boiling lake water. You can go to the hot water and the cold water at the same time.
Right.
You know, so I would invite everybody to try to visit Dominica, see the difference.
Right.
You know, it's a beautiful island to visit. And going through what happened on the 9th,
the actual event.
The actual event, it started with the Bay State. They had a Dominica Bay State group, which they were elderly people. So they decided to form a committee with younger people in the group. And they asked like Yolanda, Rita, and they form a group together. So I was there at the time that they formed that group.
You were there from the beginning?
Yes,
okay,
from the
good.
time they set the group. And that was 1997 that they started doing that group. It started with everybody would bring some food and enjoy each other partner. Yeah. And then at the Asper's Club would give us the place to do it free. Then it get too crowded. So we grow bigger, and they start doing the shows in different places. So we move to a higher ground.
Right.
So part of our committee is like we have Rita, Edmund, Wilma, Yolanda.
And Wilma was the host that evening, right? She's great, yeah.
Yeah, Theo, and myself and Shecky. He just moved back to Dominica because he said he can't take the cold no more.
Okay.
So
that's the beautiful thing about having some place to go to when it's warm. Now you mentioned Theo, that's the DJ.
That's the
right?
DJ,
He
yes.
was phenomenal as well. And then the young guy who does the hip hop dancing.
Yeah, that's Beyond. He does the hip hop. So he has his own show.
Okay.
And Allison is the one who helped me this year with the kids, teaching them to dance.
Right.
Because I had my husband passed away, so she asked me if I need some help, and that's how we get together this year.
Now you also actually sewed some of the costumes, right?
Yes, the kids' costume. Yeah. And Yolanda did the fashion shows. Yolanda did the dresses for that.
Right.
And Edmund is the president of the club. And Rita, she's the one who did the design with the girl in the red dress and the feathers and stuff. She put that together herself.
Okay.
So she's the
That's
director of the
great. Now, one thing I noticed at the event is that you guys really make an effort to get kids involved. And I think it's a beautiful thing because sometimes, you know, the term, you become Americanized when you either if you're not born in your country, but if your parents are from the country, you sometimes lose this sense of culture. But you guys really got the kids involved. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, the reason why we get the kids involved, you know, everybody grows older, so we decide that the kids that are here should know what's happening back in our islands, you know, because they are half American and half Dominicans.
Right.
So we start putting kids together from the beginning. It's years we've been putting them together. Like, some of them grow and they don't want to do it anymore. Then we get, you know, in the stage of, yes.
Mommy said I have to.
Yeah. So, but I think those kids we had this year, they really enjoy it.
You could tell.
You know,
You could tell.
they really like the show. So we're hoping that we can get more boys into it, you know, because it's very hard to get them to get into the show.
Okay.
So,
now let's talk a little bit about something a lot of people may not know about you. Is you are a singer.
you know, not exactly.
Okay. Well, you have a CD.
Yes.
I think you can hold the title that you are a singer. So talk to us about the song, which was actually featured in the background of the video clip you all just saw. That is Miss Martha's lovely voice.
Yes.
And the name of the song is Koki Yoko. Koki Yoko. It's very catchy. So
Koki Yoko means like when the cock crows, and it says Koki Yoko.
So you spoke about that a little earlier. You know, in the islands, that's in essence a lot of people's alarm clocks. But talk to us about what led you to sing this song and actually have it as a full production in a CD.
What happened? The Bay State, which is the first club that they had here. They started something like every year to the same cultural group. The first year I did it, they had a marketplace, like, so I did that with somebody else, like they sell food in the market and we were asking people to buy. The following year they asked everybody to come up and do something. So I said, I'll sing a song, not knowing what I was going to sing, because I speak patois, but sometimes in between I can't get the patois songs right. So I had some friends like Bevington, a friend is Bevington, Judah and Stella, and everybody put together. I keep asking them, how do you get these words in together? So I decided I'll make a song, and I just remember at the time when my parents was going in town, that they danced the quadrille, which is I don't know if you know about it, they use the accordion.
Okay, yeah.
The accordion, and there would be like 4 men, 4 women on each side dance that group, they call it quadrille. Okay. And then they also have the ballet, which they compete to. So I kind of put it together and said, I'm going to have a song like that way, like the,
and it's beautiful.
You know,
it turned out beautiful. And it actually
it's just
plays
bits
a lot
and pieces.
on songs and on radios and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's great.
And this guy who made the music for me, he is from Cape Verde. Okay. He didn't know anything that I was saying, because I sing in patois. He didn't know how to put the music together. What I did is take bits of pieces from different music from my country, and we put it together, myself and him. That's how the music
came.
Yes.
Well, it's a beautiful song. The event was a beautiful event. And you guys, your organization, you only do things that pertain to the independence. Yes. But throughout the year, you have fundraisers. So if you guys are interested in keeping up to date and staying in touch with their organization, you can find, I'll link your stuff to our website, and you guys can keep in touch that way. That's all the time we have this week here on Your Caribbean News and Culture. Thank you so much, Ms. Martha, for being here. It's a pleasure. The event was great. Check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/YCNC13, and our website is yourcaribbeannews.com. I'm Delinda Eiffel. Thanks for watching. See you all next time.